Man, Kaijudo news is really getting really different. I mean, first I'm getting a new haircut, then a new intro. Dang, I'm really taking things up a notch. I'd like to give a shout out to Literal Eilon, because he supplied me with a watermark logo in the bottom right here, and he also supplied me with the new Kaijudo news intro picture, which I found to be really cool, and I decided to use it. So thank you very much, Literal Eidolon. You are awesome. So let's go straight to the news. Today is April 4th, 2012, and the first thing I went to go check, because I always go check this page first, 2 new buddy icons. And it's strange because, you know, we thought the buddy icons were done because the row was finished and there was no more question marks. But you know what? There is more. They added a second row, and looks like they're going to continue with this row. Maybe even a third row. I don't know what they're going to do, but it turns out that, you know, they're really using these buddy icons to promote the cards that are going to be in their products. Most notably the battle decks. I don't know if they're all going to be in the battle decks, but considering there are no lights out of all these buddy icons, there's a strong chance that they are. So let's go over these 2 new buddy icons right here. So the left one is Chief Thorn-bringer, and the right one is Roaming Bloodmane. These are the file names, by the way. But these 2 cards are actually both in the original card game as well, under completely different names, but still. So the first one is Forbidding Totem from the original game, and I originally had no clue he was, because when I looked at him, I was like, okay, what is this card? I don't know what this is. Chief. I searched Thorn, and I couldn't find any results. But then I thought to myself, hey, let's go on Google Images and drag this image into Google Images and see if they find a match. And bam! They found Forbidding Totem from Stompatron's Invincible Wrath. And I was like, yes, thank you, I don't have to look stupid. Yes! So, Forbidding Totem, he's a level 5 4000 creature, he's a mystery totem, and his effect is that your opponent must attack your mystery totems if able. So, that's alright. And the second card, believe it or not, it is Burning Mane. Now, it is not the original card artwork, which is shown right here. This is Burning Mane in the original game. But the art here is from DM18. It's a Japanese set, and in that set there was a lot of reprints from older cards, and some of them actually featured completely new card art. Now, here's something else. When they revealed the card rarities, if you remember a while back, remember I said, hey, look, this card has Mane in its title. Well, guess what? That is Burning Mane, or maybe his new name, Roaming Bloodmane. So, I knew there was no other creature that had Mane in its name, so I was like, okay, it could be Burning Mane, but maybe it's a completely different creature. But after more inspection of this rarity picture, if you compare the art of the DM18 Burning Mane, and you compare it to the picture, it is actually the same picture. So guess what, guys? Burning Mane, or maybe his new name, Roaming Bloodmane, is in the battle decks, most probably. Anyways, that's it for the card news. Now let's go to the show. They revealed the character on the show that is using Razorkinder, the evil toy puppet thing, and her name is Alakshmi. So, as assumed before, Razorkinder was obviously going to be used by an evil character on the show, and that's right, Alakshmi is an evil character on the show. Here she is right here. And the first thing that caught my eye when I read the description, the first line, Alakshmi is the Choten's favorite young duelist. Now, if you remember last week, remember Aqua Seneschal? His effect was Choten's advisor. So this gives us a lot of questions, because now, like, who the heck is Choten? Because this is the second time we've seen it. And if his favorite, or his or her, or its favorite young duelist is Alakshmi, who's an evil character on the show, it leads us to believe that the Choten is an evil being on the show. At least that's what I can tell from this. So, if that's how it is, then Aqua Seneschal is also evil, I guess you could say. And it kind of makes sense, because if you read his flavor text, it says something like, Tatsuron says, would you really kill your own kind or whatever? And then he's like, yeah, smart people do that or whatever. So he's kind of ruthless, and it leads me to believe that Choten is an evil being. But there's not really much else to say there. So yeah, Alakshmi, evil character on the show, uses Razorkinder. Alright, so the last thing to talk about now is Andrew Robinson. He is the next staff member that they revealed, and he is also a writer, just like Henry Gilroy, and they're going to be working together, or they've already worked together so far, to create a really awesome story for Kaijudo. And I'm really excited about this, because I looked at the work that Andrew has done, and the first thing that I saw was Jackie Chan Adventures. Oh my god, I love that show! Has anyone seen that show? If you've seen that show, please post in the comments, because I don't know, like, that show was, like, my show, like, as a kid, as an older kid. I don't know, I was, like, somewhere between 8 and 10 or something like that, which is, like, a long time ago. It was, like, 10 years ago. Oh my god, this was a great show. They had the talismans, all these crazy cool things, and it was just so funny. The uncle with the fish, no more words, Wi-Fi, deep down, and all these crazy things. So please post in the comments if you've seen it, because it's really good. And other work he's done, Andrew, he's worked on Transformers, Spider-Man, and he worked with Henry Gilroy before on G.I. Joe. So, I mean, they've already worked together before, so they already, you know, what each other's ideas are and whatever, and it's going to be great. Now, it just shows that this show, this Kaijudo show is going to be a lot more than just, you know, a children's show. I mean, of course, it is going to be a show for children, and I do understand that, but I think this is going to be a really, really good cartoon. It's going to be really, really good. Now, comparing this to the Duel Masters cartoon, now, that's a little bit different, because the Duel Masters cartoon was originally done in Japan as an anime, and then it got brought here, since the game was created here and stuff, and they pretty much dubbed over it, and it did a lot of editing and stuff, and the show was not really a dub of the show. It was more of like an abridged series per se. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love abridged series because they're just so random and hilarious. And I really loved Duel Masters, the cartoon as a kid. It was just so funny. Like, the random things they would talk about. Half the time they never even said the name of the cards because they just, who cares? It was just meant to be really, really funny. But, you know, in contrast, from Duel Masters to Kaijudo, it's completely different. Kaijudo is not based off anything. I mean, it's based off Duel Masters, of course, but it's an original show. It's not from anywhere else. So expect some good things from the show. I am, anyways. I think it's going to be really awesome. I'm definitely going to, you know, give it a watch, you know, because, you know, it's always good to support the show, even though, you know, you don't really have to, but I'm going to watch it for sure because it looks really good. Speaking of the show, though, last week I missed this, but they actually posted an updated trailer to the show. So I can't really give you the link, but if you go on the homepage of Kaijudo.com, you'll see something like this. It'll say play to click the extended trailer. So I highly suggest you watch it. I think it's like a good minute or so of you know, footage from the show, and they show off a lot of the creatures that they've already shown. Like they show Power Fighter Magnus or Gilliflame. They show a Rumbling Pterosaur running around the town, and they show Razorkinder and all those creatures they've shown before. They showed this evil witch thing, and they showed Ray on top of Tatsurion. They showed a lot of different things, so I highly suggest you check that out if you're interested in the show, or, you know, you just want to see how it looks. So yeah, go ahead and do that, and that's pretty much all I have left to say, guys. So I hope you like this week's news, and next week's news, as per usual, they're going to be, you know, more news on the card game itself. So stay tuned for that. I don't know if it'll be really big news or anything, but it will most probably be news on the card game more than the show. So stay tuned for that. I can't wait. See you next week, guys, for another episode of Kaijudo News. See you later, everyone.